Have you ever wanted more freedom in your life in a way that enabled you to work from anywhere, anytime? If you're watching this, I'm guessing you're pretty fed up of being jammed in a tube in the morning on your morning commute to work, working a 9-to-5 job. For the last 7 years, I've been a C-level marketer. I visited over 30 countries and I've worked remotely from some of the most beautiful places around the world. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do just that. How do you become a digital nomad? This is the simplest method there is. You see, when you're a digital nomad, you probably need about $3,000 to $5,000 per month in order to sustain yourself. $2,000 a month will always go in rent. $1,500 a month will go in food and general expenses. $500 a month will go in ad hoc expenses. And if you're a content creator like myself, you probably need $1,000 a month for various other things. These figures are for Europe, and I'm sure in Asia it is so much cheaper. You could probably backpack and live $10 in a hostel overnight. But when you hit a certain age, you respect your freedom and space. And I'm just at that age where I just like having an entire apartment to myself. Applying to a remote job is super easy. It just means that you're location independent. I use several websites in order to find remote jobs, but here are a list of them right here. Now, LinkedIn is my favorite because there is a one-click apply. It's like the easy apply option. And also you can select remote. The beauty about this is that you can apply to like 50 jobs a day, and that sense of scalability will just help you get there so much faster. Secondly, in order to be a digital nomad, you have to have an international setup. The top 3 companies that I would recommend as a British guy would be Wise, Revolut, and Monzo. Wise is definitely one of my favorites. It enables international bank transfers. It enables you to create accounts no matter what country you're in, and it just makes the whole process super simple. Revolut is amazing because when you're traveling abroad, you'll often notice that people just send money to each other for Revolut, whether it's paying someone back for a night out or whatever it may be. And I love Monzo because of the control that Monzo gives you when it comes to handling your card. You can instantly block it. You can get amazing transaction fees when you're abroad through ATMs, whereas other cards tend to give you much more higher international fees. I don't really find that's the case with Monzo. And finally, just be conscious of your tax situation. You have to have a base. For example, my base is Dubai. Now, your base may be the country where you're situated, and that is important for tax purposes. And so I definitely recommend you speak to a tax specialist when you're considering becoming a digital nomad, because 9 times out of 10, I have seen digital nomads who just don't have their tax affairs in place properly. Finding the right fit. It's no secret that not every job can be a remote. For example, if you're a doctor or a plumber or an electrician, you can't be remote because they are location-specific jobs. However, there are a bunch of jobs which you can do fully remotely, and I'll give you the top ones that I've seen. I've seen developers, I've seen marketers, I've seen accountants, and even people who teach English. Now, if you don't want to work for a specific company, you can take a very creative skill that you're good at and log on to websites such as Fiverr, People Per Hour, and Upwork. These are the top 3 websites where I personally hire a lot of people from. So if you have a creative soft skill in one of these areas, such as design, development, whatever it may be, you can put yourself on each one of these platforms, and that will enable you to work remotely from anywhere. And if you do create a profile on one of these websites, you will probably find that there are 2 types of people that you'll work for. The first is the boring businesses. So these are like traditional companies that perhaps might not have revamped their existing slightly out of date websites, or it will be content creators like myself. And if you find a content creator that you feel is growing tremendously and you want to support them, just shoot them an email and say, hey, look, I love what you're doing. This is what I think you can do better. And if you're good, maybe they'll hire you. Let's look at the right industry. So typically as a digital nomad for over 7 years, I've noticed a specific pattern, and that pattern is this. There are 2 types of people that are digital nomads. The first ones work traditionally for startups. So this is a company between 0 to, let's say, 150 employees. The reason why it is more perhaps incentivizing for a startup is because they don't have to pay desk costs or hard fixed overheads. I mean, it costs like $500 per person per month to have you go to an office, and they can transfer all of that cost into company benefits. Secondly, it's the crypto industry. I've worked in the crypto industry since 2017, and I can tell you every single time it's been remote. There is just something so fluid about that industry, which makes it so fun to work with so many people from all around the world on a fully international basis. And if you're not sure whether your industry is moving in that direction, well, then just look at the stats. Since COVID, it is phenomenally clear that more employees are moving to remote-based jobs as opposed to going into the office. I mean, the statistics speak for themselves. What do you actually need as a digital nomad in order to get started? Now, there are 2 things that I would really recommend. First of all is a very powerful laptop. The reason why why a very powerful laptop is key is because you're not going to find like an Apple store in Bali or in some village in India or perhaps somewhere in Rome. And therefore the last thing that you want when you're on the other side of the world is for something to go wrong with your laptop, like overheating. And disclaimer, these countries are super hot and super humid. So if you do not have something that would cope with various weather conditions, the chances are that it's going to fail on you. Secondly, you're probably going to want to carry a portable Wi-Fi dongle. Now look, don't get me wrong, I've stayed in numerous Airbnbs and 9 times out of 10 it's always been okay. But there is a 1% time when you most need the internet connection when it totally flops. There is nothing worse than trying to log on to a super important meeting and you don't have Wi-Fi. And therefore always having a backup is going to be super helpful for you. Now this you don't need, but I would recommend it to you in order to live a better life full of memories. And that is a Polaroid camera and a drone. You would not believe the most phenomenal shots that I've got through traveling on my journeys and capturing moments with friends on Polaroid cameras. And when you look back, you'll remember all of these moments and it will just make your journey a lot more fulfilling. If you are looking to 10x your income, you are going to love my previous video where I share with you the exact tips that I did in order to 10x my income while working remotely. So don't forget to check that out here.